Alright guys, welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I have one last video for you. I made it last night, but it didn't upload because I'm fucking stupid. But it's Tony Ferguson versus Jingliang. I made a pre-fight video a few weeks ago when the fight was booked. And that was really me giving my thoughts on the matchup itself, the booking, I should say. And I was critical of it, and I still am. And that's pretty much going to reflect my breakdown of the fight here. I think Tony Ferguson is compromised. There's no telling that he's compromised, so you're almost better off analyzing the fight without considering that. But just, like I said in the pre-fight video, whatever, he's 38 almost. He was knocked out brutally, with the most brutal knockout I've ever seen in my life, I think. And, that's just me saying that because I'm tired of saying it's one of the most brutal. It's the most brutal. I can't think of one that's better. A front kick from Michael Chandler, and Tony Ferguson dropped like a sack of bricks. So I'm worried about his overall health as a fighter, and specifically his chin, of course. And taking a fight against the hardest puncher, the alpha, as I described him, of the welterweight division in terms of knockout power. It's, he's fighting that guy in Jingliang. Jingliang, he's got some beautiful knockouts, holds that power late, gets plenty, a lot of knockouts late, second, third round, and of course he's good for the first round knockout as well. We've seen him take out a lot of tough welterweights recently. Knocked out Zaleski dos Santos, Ponzinibbio, Muslim Salikov, in his last one. And I think those are all three. Each of them was in a different round. So, again, he carries that power late, and he's a difficult guy to, it's not even like it's impossible to bully him around and to, out-wrestle him plainly, but I don't see it being a possible option here for Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson's a guy who I don't see him imposing that game plan that Neil Magny and Jake Matthews impose, and of course Khamzat Chimaev. It takes a big, strong guy to out-wrestle Jingliang, because he's a big, strong guy himself. He's gigantic for the weight class. And Tony Ferguson, even though he's a wrestler first and foremost, technically I just don't see it being an availability for him to, get that fight to the ground with a takedown anyway. Maybe a fucking whatever. Maybe an ankle pick. That's Tony's thing. But, it's going to be really difficult to get Jingliang down and to hold him down and smother him. Like top game grapplers like Jake Matthews and Neil Magny. Tony, his best blueprint, I suppose, would be the Keita Nakamura fight, where he spun around after getting his ass kicked and took his back and choked him out. But, even Tony's an opportunistic submission fighter, don't get me wrong, but he's not Mr. Rear Naked Choke. And, his tactics, Tony, if I can get away from his techniques, the technical end of things, his tactics are to push forward and wear you down, like psychologically and cardiovascularly. That's what he does. He breaks you with pressure. Historically, it's worked much more often than it hasn't, and it's always, again, in the UFC division, in the UFC anyway, it's the UFC's lightweight division. Tony, I've been listening to interviews with him trying to convince me that he's going to win this fight, but he says he's 14-2 as a welterweight with whatever, 14 finishes or whatever, and he probably is, but he's been a lightweight in the UFC for 10 years or whatever. He's a lightweight, and probably over 10 years. So Tony Ferguson being a lightweight, I don't see him being able to take shots from Jingliang, which means he's that Tony Ferguson tactic of coming forward, and he always takes punishment when he's stalking his opponent, trying to wear him down. It's just not going to work for him in this fight. He's not going to be able to take the ass kicking like he took against Edson Barboza and Orlando Venata and whoever the fuck else. Rafael Dos Anjos, and, turn the fight around. I just, I don't see him being able to take the punches from the alpha of the welterweight division, and it's a bad matchup. Really, Tony Ferguson, and look, there's a chance that does work, and that would be awesome to see, but still, in the end, if he's not winning rounds, he's got to finish Jingliang. when he does have his opportunity. And Li Jingliang is a tough son of a bitch and a big son of a bitch. Tony Ferguson, like I said, I don't see a takedown being a possibility, but if he hits the right shot and then snaps him down or whatever, you know, I suppose he can hit a darce on anybody, but I'm not liking his chances at all in this fight. I like Li Jingliang. I think Li's going to get the knockout. I bet on, I should have brought my fucking sheet here that I had last night, but I bet on the under for parlays, which is almost even money, minus 120, I think, for under 2.5 rounds, just because I had to attach that into a parlay. And I've also bet on Li Jingliang via knockout, which is plus 150, I think, or whatever. But, you know, I do think it'll come early, to be honest. I think it'll come relatively early. Maybe not even in the first round. I'm just saying this isn't going to be Tony Ferguson losing 3 rounds. I don't see that happening unless Lee doesn't put his foot on the gas. And once Lee turns the pressure around, turns the dance around where he's leading the dance, if he has Tony hurt or scared or anything, then you're going to see a quick decline, I think, from Tony Ferguson. And in one way or another, Lee's going to put him away with his hands. Sucks, but that's my prediction. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoy the fights, and I will talk to you Sunday morning.